By now, everyone should be aware that Jamaica has confirmed cases of the new coronavirus, COVID-19. The response now is containment. How to reduce the number of local transmission cases. That's the focus on today's show. We zoom in on the matter of quarantine and isolation. Plus, there's more information you need to know. So stay with us. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and this is Jamaica Magazine.
An important message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. How to wash your hands. Firstly, wet your hands. Then apply some soap. Rub your hands palm to palm. Lather the backs of your hands. Scrub between your fingers. Rub the backs of fingers on the opposing palms. Then clean your thumbs. Make sure to wash your fingernails and fingertips. Rinse your hands. Then dry with a single-use towel. Use this towel to turn off the faucet. And now your hands are clean. When to wash your hands? After coughing or sneezing, after taking public transportation, when caring for the sick, before, during, and after you prepare and eat food, after toilet use, when hands are visibly dirty, after handling animals or animal waste. An important message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, March 17. Government has intensified its COVID-19 containment response to limit unnecessary and non-essential movement of persons. During a press briefing at Jamaica House yesterday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced that the new measures would take effect on March 18. Among them, travelers to Jamaica from countries where there is local spread of COVID-19 will have to self-quarantine for 14 days. Non-essential public and private sector employees are to be allowed to work from home for 7 days. Hospital visits are being restricted to 1 visit per day and 1 person per patient, while outpatient clinics in hospitals are to be scaled down. The Prime Minister has also announced that no more than 20 persons are allowed to congregate in public spaces, which includes funerals and weddings, where his urging should be limited to close family members.
But we still recommend that you do not gather at all in public places. And if you gather, you will maintain the required 3 to 4 feet distance from each other. The reason why we're promulgating these measures under law is that the Constable of Police is now empowered by law to take action if it is observed that there is a gathering in excess of 20 persons.
To further facilitate social distancing, bars, nightclubs, and other areas of entertainment have been ordered closed. Markets are to operate from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., while supermarkets, corner shops, restaurants, and cook shops will remain open with a limited number of persons and hygiene practices in place. Finally, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC is to carry seated passengers only, while taxi operators will be required to carry 1 less passenger than their license allows.
It is not the intention of the government to shut down the economy. What we are trying to do is to institute the measures that we believe will inure to greater practice of social distancing, which is what is now being recommended as the most effective way of controlling the spread of COVID-19.
With effect from March 18, the measures are promulgated for 7 days and will be reviewed after 5 days. Persons who breach the measures can face a fine of $1 million or imprisonment not exceeding 12 months under the legal framework of the Disaster Risk Management Act 2015.
Be warned, the laws will be enforced, and they can be enforced by the police, by a soldier, a fireman, a health officer, a nurse, a vet, even the CEO of the National Works Agency. Those are defined as authorized officers under the law.
In the meantime, government has approved a $2.2 million contract to purchase protective gear and equipment. The items include 400,000 N5 masks, which should arrive on the island next week. This as the Ministry of Health has now confirmed 12 cases of COVID-19 in Jamaica. These patients are being treated in isolation facilities at the Cornwall Regional, Mandeville Regional, the University Hospital of the West Indies, National Chest Hospital in St. Andrew, as well as the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says government has taken steps to contact persons who have recently interacted with those confirmed to have the virus. A batch of 21 specialist nurses from Cuba will arrive on the island on March 24 to boost the capacity of Jamaica's health system to deal with COVID-19. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the development follows discussions with the Cuban government.
We made a special appeal given the challenges. We're trying to get about 100 additional specialist nurses in the system, focusing primarily on high-intensity units or ICU units.
Retired nurses are also being sought to help boost personnel in public health. The National Solid Waste Management Authority NSWMA is reporting that necessary measures have been implemented to ensure garbage collection services continue during this period of COVID-19 response. Executive Director Audley Gordon says sanitation workers have been trained and equipped to protect themselves and those they serve. While the authority and its regional bodies will maintain their regular shifts to ensure solid waste is collected, the NSWMA is calling on citizens to take certain precautionary measures to help contain the spread of the virus. These include securing household garbage by properly bagging, tying and placing them in containers for collection, and double bagging garbage that contains tissue, gloves, face masks, and diapers. Householders are also asked to place storage receptacles at the front of their premises where they can be accessed without hindrance 24 hours a day. Persons with uncollected garbage are encouraged to contact the agency. Call toll-free at 888-CLEAN-JA. That's 888-253-2652. WhatsApp 876-448-3220. Email nswma@nswma.gov.jm. Persons can also visit the NSWMA website, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook pages. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, is putting additional measures in place to sanitize its units to help protect passengers from the spread of COVID-19. The state-owned bus company has implemented a schedule for disinfecting buses, depots, and major hubs. Alcohol and hand sanitizer dispensers are being placed at entrances and exits across the JUTC's operations. Corporate Communications Manager Cecil Toms says cleaning crews have been dispatched to the North Parade and Halfway Tree Transport Center bus terminals to clean the buses after each cycle trip. This is in addition to cleaning that will take place at respective depots. The JUTC has also established a command center that will monitor the impact of the virus on commuters and staff. And finally, the justice system is also responding to the COVID-19 spread with all in-chamber hearings for the Court of Appeal to be done via telephone. Open court matters for the Court of Appeal will proceed as scheduled, but only persons slated to attend will be allowed inside the building.
And the Registrar of the Court of Appeal will make contact with the relevant attorneys and work through the logistics to facilitate that. That is specific to the Court of Appeal.
Ms. Fletcher says discussions are also underway with the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Department of Correctional Services to facilitate bail and case management hearings electronically. Meanwhile, persons going to court are being asked to take their own pens to sign documents and to sanitize their hands before entering the court building and courtrooms. Sanitizers will be provided at the courts to facilitate this. And that's it for JI's News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
An important message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. What to do if you think you have been exposed or are experiencing signs and symptoms of COVID-19. Immediately call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. In addition, you should stay at home. Don't go to work, school, or any public place. Do not use public transport, and avoid visitors to your home. You may need to do this for up to 14 days to reduce the spread of the infection. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Up next, a roundup of activities by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during the past week.
Prime Minister declares Jamaica national disaster area, launches $10.6 million Spotlight initiative, and urges citizens to take personal responsibility in dealing with COVID-19. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan. At the start of the work week, Prime Minister Holness launched a national program to tackle family violence. Dubbed the Spotlight Initiative, the 3-year program is jointly funded by the European Union and United Nations. It targets 5 parishes: Westmoreland, Clarendon, St. Thomas, Kingston and St. Andrew. Mr. Holness says the Spotlight Initiative focuses on ending child sexual abuse, intimate partner violence and discrimination against vulnerable groups. While the program will prioritize violence against women and girls, it will also address toxic masculinity, which the Prime Minister says is pervasive on the island.
It will contribute to transforming our society into one where women and girls can thrive, free of any kind of violence towards them. It will focus on addressing the issue of normalization of violence in Jamaica and encourage society to see family violence as a public issue requiring consistent and concerted effort to address.
The Prime Minister used Monday's Spotlight Initiative launch to call for the safe return of 22-year-old Jasmine Dean. Dean, who is visually impaired, has been missing since February 27.
I am personally hurt by this. To think that something terrible could have befallen her, and we pray to God that that is not the case. We hope that some mercy could reach the hearts of those who have her in their captive, if that is the case, to release her. The entire Jamaica is praying for her safe return.
The University of the West Indies Mona campus student was last seen in Papine St. Andrew, dressed in blue jeans and white blouse. Dean is of brown complexion, slim build, and about 4 feet 6 inches tall. Anyone knowing of her whereabouts is being asked to contact 119 or the nearest police station. By Monday evening, the Prime Minister urged Jamaicans to stop the practice of panic buying in the wake of coronavirus 2019 or COVID-19 being declared a pandemic. He said he's been assured that there's adequate goods on the island to ensure there's a constant supply of necessary items at grocery stores.
So I know that you will be hearing the message that you should be forward planning and anticipating and ensuring that you are pre-positioning and having the necessary supplies in reach of the island, should in case the situation escalates to the point where we would need to have such provisions made.
Mr. Holness was celebrating Progressive Grocer's 20th anniversary at a banquet Monday. In the wake of Tuesday's confirmation of the island's first imported case of COVID-19, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reassured the country that all the necessary precautions were being taken to contain the spread of the disease. During Tuesday's statement, Mr. Holness said the government had suspended all non-essential travel and schools' participation in the pen relays were cancelled. He said information would flow directly to the leader of the opposition, where a parliamentary committee would be created to update parliamentarians. While expressing confidence in the island's medical professionals and the public health system, the Prime Minister said,
"There is no need for panic, hysteria, fear-mongering, or spreading misinformation. This will only detract from the efforts of the government and redirect time and precious resources to correcting false information and resolving unnecessary disputes. I give you my assurance that the government will provide accurate and verified information in a timely manner on all pertinent matters relating to COVID-19.
And in Parliament Tuesday, the Prime Minister told the House of Representatives that the Ministry of Health and Wellness had adequate supplies to contain the spread of the coronavirus. According to Mr. Holness, the Health Ministry has enough testing kits, medicine, gloves, masks, gowns and hazmat suits to last for a significant period.
I am confident that all the protocols that have been announced, protocols for restriction on travel, protocols for testing for temperatures, for cruise ships that are coming, and at our airports, the quarantine protocols, the isolation protocols, all of those are being followed.
By Wednesday, Jamaica recorded its second case of COVID-19, which prompted the government to ban public gatherings for the next 14 days. Permits previously granted would also be revoked.
However, that is just a part of the problem. There are still private entities, businesses that are having meetings, weddings and funerals and Sunday morning church service. We're asking the public, and this is where responsibility comes in, personal responsibility. In these gatherings and events, we ask that you follow the protocols that have been established for personal care and hygiene. As of tomorrow, schools will be officially closed for a period of 14 days. We will review this decision after 10 days.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking at a March 12 press briefing. He said parents and school administrators would partner to ensure learning would continue online and through other means from home. By Friday morning, 6 new coronavirus 2019 cases were confirmed, 2 of which were as a result of local spread. At a press conference Friday evening, the Prime Minister declared Jamaica a disaster area under the 2015 Disaster Risk Management Act, the Emergency Powers Act, and the Public Health Act. Under those powers, the 7 and 8 miles communities of Bull Bay in St. Andrew were placed under quarantine. With the designation, the police is allowed to enter premises without a warrant, and a health officer is empowered to declare a person a prohibited immigrant. In the meantime, a travel restriction was placed on persons coming from the United Kingdom. 21 Cuban specialist nurses are set to arrive in Jamaica on March 24 to assist health workers, and retired health workers are being contacted to help. Access to Golden Age homes and infirmaries will be restricted. A water trucking schedule has been created to give more Jamaicans access within and outside of utility areas. And the Prime Minister revealed that a call center had been established for both reporting and getting information on the COVID-19. In addition to 8881-LOVE, persons are being asked to call 888-754-7792, 876-542-5998, 876-542-6007, and 876-542-6006. Emails may also be sent to covid19@moh.gov.jm or jacovid19facts@gmail.com.
I urge you, ignore the fake news. Stop circulating the nonsense that is being put sometimes out there. Use your own sense of proper context. So at this stage, you can rest assured that this government is going to communicate with you. We are going to use all channels to provide you with correct, legitimate, accurate information and timely information, no matter what hour of the night.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
With loads of information circulating about COVID-19, here's information you can trust. What is quarantine? Quarantine separates and restricts the movement of people who were exposed to a contagious disease, in this case, COVID-19, to see if they become sick. Quarantine should last 14 days. This is to ensure the person has not contracted an infectious disease. What is isolation? Isolation separates people who are showing signs of illness from those who are not. This is to prevent the spread of an infectious disease and lasts as long as the signs present themselves. What is social distancing? Social distancing keeps people from interacting closely or frequently enough to spread an infectious disease. Schools and other places where large gatherings are hosted may close. Sports, social events, funerals, and religious services may be cancelled. Persons must maintain at least 1 meter, a 3 feet distance between themselves and anyone else, especially if they are coughing or sneezing.
I was first diagnosed with cervical cancer at age 33. The treatment was not pretty. It was terrible. I couldn't go to work, and I spent the whole 5 years out of work. The pain, the struggle, I removed my womb. I thought, I'm finished with cancer. 2016, cancer come back. There's hope for your daughter. My experience don't have to be her experience. So mothers, give your children the vaccine. It will be good for your sake and for the children's sake.
Don't wait. Vaccinate against cervical cancer. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Just recently, there was the second staging of the Jamaica Rum Festival, which pulled thousands of patrons delving into the culture of rum. Take a look at the highlights.
And we're here at the 2020 Jamaica Rum Festival.
So festivals are a big part of what brings people to a destination. A number of other festivals are happening, but Jamaica is known as a rum destination from way back. As you recall, long before sugar became as strong, rum was. And so Jamaica has been able to make a statement in that, and so we want to use it and we want to celebrate it. People travel for unique experiences, and the culture of a country is that defining feature of it. What's different creates what we call the specificity of a people. It is what really identifies you. And so Jamaica is celebrating its identity with these festivals. And I think that the world comes to see you as you are. I saw, in fact, how ubiquitous rum really is. And the fact that so many of the Jamaican foods can be infused into the rum mix to give you a presentation that is not just tasty, but has that kick. So we see that thyme was infused in the rum mix. That we saw that mint was that apple and OTT apple and so on. So all the Jamaican fruits, we saw that they could be infused in it, including also some of the food stuff that Jamaicans actually eat, that normally we regard as things to eat.
I like the fact that it shows off how you can incorporate rum into different things, and the fact that it's not just only about rum, but it also showcases our Jamaican artistry, whether it's through crafts or fashion. We see a lot of fashion, we see a lot of bags and slippers and other things like that. Of course, the culinary side of things and the rum side of things, we can't leave that out. So I really, really like that. So for persons who aren't here, you're missing out on that. It's very educational and it is fun. It's edutaining.
What I am doing here at Rumfest today is sampling of sugarcane product. Sugarcane product which is coming all the way from the days of slavery. I'm thinking about wet sugar, tamarind and sugar, roots wine, sugarcane juice, and other product from sugarcane. Now, all these products have been coming from sugarcane, but we have some very special product here today, which many of you don't know of, which is a tamarind and wet sugar syrup. The wet sugar syrup and tamarind, that is a total body cleanser, and it's one of the best for constipation. We have another one, which is a roots wine. The roots wine is made of cane juice, sarsaparilla, rosemary, strongback, Guinean weed, and neem. That one end up to be one of the best prostate cleanser.
I am impressed. Very high production value, shedding light on some rum producers I really didn't know much about. There are a lot more premium rum offerings in Jamaica. I think it's very much the brand Jamaica. People are playing dominoes, people are drinking rum, buying cues. It's very much part of the Jamaican party experience ethos.
I'm here for the fun. So I'm just here to enjoy myself. I was here last year and I had a really, really great time. I decided this year I have to come.
The food, because you know we have a wide variety of food, so you can get jerk chicken here, we have pork, we have a wide variety of stuff that is in sync with us as our tradition. So it is a very good event. And then of course rum, how can we forget that? Rum, when you say rum, you say Jamaica. So it's a very good event, and this is a platform that we can use to highlight what Jamaica is all about for tourists to see, what the vibes, the food, the fellowship, and you name it.
The cane juice is also very good. I've had it. It's natural. Everybody wants to come to Jamaica. And so when you have a festival of this nature that you can, people from all over the world can attend, and they are introduced to the various products that Jamaica has to offer. I mean, it goes well for tourism or economic development. So it's a good thing. It's my first time, but certainly I'll be back next year.
I want next year for Jamaica to have 2 rum festivals, one in Kingston and one in Montego Bay.
We've come to the end of the show, but only for today. Do catch us again tomorrow right here on the station. Another half hour of informative features await you. Until then, please send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jn. You may also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. There you will find credible information on the government's response to containing the spread of the novel coronavirus on the island and so much more. On behalf of the entire team here at GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.